Okay, this is the bushing kit. Comes from J&M Products, and that's it. It's the hard bushing kit. That nut screws on there once you get it pressed in. I'm going to put those in the freezer tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to drop the rear end down. Now, through some confusion with buying and having things on back order and I ended up with two of these. This one's the Maximum Motorsports bushing removal tool, and this one is the UPR bushing removal tool. This one is welded a lot better, and it looks like it's made out of better materials. And this one is welded good, but it's not nearly as good as the UPR one. And the bolts look to be the same material, and the washers too. And it comes with instructions and stuff. So I haven't read any of the instructions, but some of the videos I watched said to freeze these and they'll shrink and make it easier to put them in. So I'm going to put those in the freezer tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to try to get this done. Alright, I got the tires off and the bolts out of the bushing side of the upper control arms, and the coilovers unbolted at the bottom. Hopefully I'll have enough brake line. Looks like I'll have enough brake line to drop down. This I got unbolted so that if it gets enough clearance it'll drop out. And it's unbolted here, like I said. So I got it on the tranny jack, and I'm going to drop it down, and hopefully these will drop right out of there, and then maybe set down on the deck right here. Be right back. Alright, that dropped down nicely, just like I expected it to, and the drive shaft was able to stay on. I put the bolts back in after I got it down, because I think I can probably just not have to worry about doing that, and it won't fall out when I'm putting it back together. We'll see. But now I think I got this metal piece for the set that I got. This metal piece has got to come out, and so I'm gonna get my press and give it a shot. That's the other side. All right, that was very easy. I just slid this over the one side and put the little washer and the nut and the bolt on. And I used my impact and went kind of slow, and it popped right off. Very easy. There it is. I put penetrating oil on it first for lubrication. So now the next one, I just push this on here like that and put that washer and these washers in the nut on the other side, and then just tighten it. Okay, so this is on by just a couple threads, but since there's rubber here, it compresses, and then by the time it really gets any pressure on it, the nut's all the way on. The first time I only put a couple washers on, and I had to go back and take the nut off and put more washers on, but then I realized that it crushes down a little bit, so it'll get plenty of threads on the nut before it gets tight. Okay, it's got the threads are flush with the nut now, and I haven't even used a wrench. Starting to move now. That's it. Easy breezy. Perfect. It's a little cold out here today. It's at 42 degrees. So I'm not going to use a torch or nothing, but I got this heat gun. I'll see what temperature I can get it up to. $72 degrees. Seated. Perfect. $64. Huh. That one didn't even need to be hammered much. Well, that was easy. Those are 46 degrees now. They're in the freezer at 2 degrees. They're actually kind of burning my fingers a little bit from being in the freezer at 2 degrees. So I'm gonna let those warm up and everything, and I need to find some Loctite for the nuts because the instructions say to put Loctite on those nuts. These are the old ones. They don't look too awful bad, but they are split and kind of crushed in a couple spots. But I won't have to worry about them now, will I? All right, the bushings are in, and I've messed with the spring heights and stuff with the nuts on the shocks. So that one's about 1 inch from the tire, and I got them both the nuts the same. I measured them, and this one is maybe 1/4 inch from the tire. So I'm gonna wind up having to jack the car back up and put a little more pressure on this side, I think. But I got the anti-roll bar disconnected this time, and maybe it'll help me balance it. I'm gonna mess with that later, I think. Then I might try to readjust it and get it centered and stuff, but that's going to be a later video. This video was just for installing the bushings, and I really don't got time to mess with it much more today anyway. So that's how I installed the bushings, the hard bushings. It was a pretty easy job, really. See you next time.